Okay, so if you're looking into air ride, then you know that there's airbags involved, and if you're looking into OBS Chevys, you know that there's a cup kit you can buy. And these cup kits, what these are designed with is this stud right here goes where the shock used to go. This sets in the place at the top of the coil spring, and this lower cup bolts on the bottom of the bag, and it sets in the place of the base of the coil spring, which would be in the control arm like that. The problem is that I don't want a lower cup that's going to move around all over the control arm, which I realize is going to have pressure setting on, and it shouldn't. But it doesn't have that piece that sits down that sets in the place where the spring's supposed to settle. And I want it to be a solid mount. So I'm going to take this brand new control arm and I'm going to modify it to suit what I want to do with this system. So we'll talk about the options you have. Okay, so here is the way it works. I'm going to take this off here. This is a nylon locking nut, and also I would recommend putting some Loctite down in that, and maybe even a jam nut on this base right here when you go to actually install it. But the way this is designed to go, the original shock mounts like that, and you're going to take this washer, and you're going to take this nut, and you're going to cinch all that down tight to where it sandwiches tight. Now that's going to hold the top of it pretty still, but there's a problem with the bottom of it. Okay, so this right here is the base cup, and as you can see, that right there wants to move around all over the place, and I really want it to be settled back in the back of that, like that right there. And so I'm going to use this jack to apply some force. And there's with pressure on it as far as the truck sitting on its own. And of course that's not got a lot of weight on it right now, but the base still moves. So if I put a little bit more force on there, now we don't have any air in the bag right now, and that would be pressing down, I understand that. But you still have that cup where it can move. It's not balanced down in there. Now, you could paint these and put them on just like this. And they will likely ride just fine because that cup's not going to get out of this valley right here. But I just don't, to me, that's not going to be a good accurate fix for what I want. So I'm going to alter my new control arms, because these right here are the originals I used for mock-up. I'm going to alter the new control arms to work with this setup, and I'm going to weld the cup directly to the control arm. But there's a problem with doing that, and I'll show you what that is. Okay, so as you can see here, I've drawn a line on the inside. I got a dead bug in there somehow. Get out of there. And so this cup, yes, I could clean all the paint off and just weld that right there and call it a day. But the problem is, then I can't reach the bolts that go on the bottom side of this to bolt into the bag. Yeah, that's a big enough hole. I could reach up through there and do that. But I want more room for my extension, my ratchet, my hands, because, you know, I can't get my fingers through there real easy. As much as I hate to, I'm going to take a plasma cutter and I'm going to cut out the inside of this line right here, because what I done was I set this down in there and I made an outside mark. Then I went through and made an inside mark. So I'm going to cut just inside of that inside mark a little bit. That way I've got plenty of room for this to set on. And I'm going to cut that out, and then I'm going to grind the paint off this, and we're going to weld from the outside here, and I'm going to weld the inside lip of it to solidify that right there to the control arm. So it is one piece from now on. Now there's a downside to doing this. If I ever want to take it back to a coil spring again, I got to buy a new control arm, because this will no longer work once I do this. But I don't think we're going back, so it is what it is. Let's move forward. Alright, so I'm going to use a plasma cutter. If I want to take a cutting wheel and go down through here and cut me some pie cuts and go out and clean them out, I could do that. I did go get a plasma cutter, so that's going to make this a little easier. So I guess it's time to mess up a brand new control arm. Alright, so I cleaned it up on the inside with this, and I cleaned the back side up with the grinder. I know it still looks a little rough in here. We're going to clean that up some more and weld it here in a bit. But I'm going to go ahead and weld this on the top side here. And so I want to line my, and it don't have to be perfect because these are slotted, but I definitely don't want to weld it like that. So I want to get it to where it's about where it's supposed to be. And I'm going to look down through the holes and make sure that I am lined up where I've got enough material to weld to. And I'm going to look around it. I know my head's in the way right now, but I'm going to try and line it up to where I've got my center basically of where I cut the hole out. And so now we're going to fire the welder up, and I probably need to turn my wire speed down a little bit. Alright, so now I'm going to tack it in a couple places, make sure it's where I want it to be at. Oh, it helps if you plug the welder in. That does help. That makes a difference. Alright, now that the welder is plugged in, we trade back and forth between it and the plasma cutter because they're both 240 volts. So now, make sure I'm back where I need to be again. I'm going to hit it. Okay. And make sure your hood's adjusted right, because I'm still on grind. Man, I'm having all kinds of problems today. Okay, that's pretty good. Now I'm going to go around to the other side. Get down here. It's hard to get the gun down in there all the way sometimes, but I've got it welded in 3 places pretty good on the top. So now let's flip it over and see where we are on the bottom. Okay, I see, like right there I can see the cup. Make sure you guys can see that real good. Like, see, I can see the cup right there. So that's grinded back plenty far enough, but around through here I've got to clean this out. That's still hot, by the way, but I got to clean this out to where I'm aligned with the walls of the cup. So I'm going to go ahead and clean that out now that I've got this in place where it's not going to go anywhere. Okay, so aside from needing a test fit and some paint, that right there is done. I've got welded in 3 spots over here for sure, like good, which is all they really have this top plate welded as. And then I went around on the inside welding that seam. So obviously this needs paint, but I tell you what, let's go do a test fit. So the first thing I got to do, and I do have to remove the old A-arm, but I've got to bolt the airbag to the new A-arm because now the bottom cup is fixed to it. So what I want to do is I'm going to stick me a bolt through, and I'm going to thread it into the one side there. Now I got to make sure that my port on top is turned the right way, because on this setup the port goes to the inside of the truck, and so there's one finger tight, and so now I should be able to line the other one up and put it in finger tight. I'm not going to tighten it down right now because really I don't know where it's going to sit just yet. It's going to rotate my slots a little bit. And then where it settles, then I'll tighten it up. But a good finger tight will still let it move around a little bit right now. Okay, and as far as the port goes, the air port is on the bag, what would be on the inside, towards the inside of the truck, and my stud sticks up on the outside. So let me pull this off here. Okay, with a little help from a punch that I use to align the holes and my persuading tools, I've now got that in there. And that's just typical trying to put a control arm in. But I've got the bag mounted to the cup. And like I said, it's still a little loose because the bolts are not really tight. So I'm going to push this thing up. I'm going to raise this, lining this bag the whole way, and should get us where we are up through the hole. Now I can put that on there. And now there our bag is. So now once I get a little weight on it with the jack to where that's going to settle, I put the jack underneath the end of it here and I can reach up in there and tighten those bolts. But that is our new home for our bag. Oh, and hold on a second. And we've got a new bump stop that's going to go right here. No, it is not like the factory bump stop, and the reason it's not like the factory bump stop is because it's actually a lot shorter. I'll tighten that down, and that's going to allow it to hit right against here. So when we air out completely, let me go ahead and get the jack here. There is total air out. And yes, I know this has got an internal bump stop, but I want an extra one right here, just where the factory one was. But that is absolute total air out. Everything good. So, now I can let that back down. And now all I gotta do is do that to the other side, and this cup is gonna be stationary all the time. It's not going to move around. I can paint the control arm, and that is a fixed setup for airbags. So now I get to do another one of those over on the driver's side, and then I can start seeing what I'm going to do to clean up this back section of frame and maybe do some shocks, because you know those would be nice to keep from bouncing around all over the place on this thing when it drives down the road. I'm also going to do a mock setup of my wheel on this side now that I've got that lower on, and bunch of other fun stuff. So if you want to see all that happen, hit that like and subscribe down there below. Follow along on this build, and we'll see if I can mark suspension off the list here before long of things that need to be done before our trip back to Fort Wayne. So guys, thanks for watching, appreciate you, and we'll see you on the next one.